Thanks, Asaph.
My pleasure.
That was
Good
Asaph
morning.
Adonai on the piano. Welcome to Wake Up Missoula. I'm Scott Ramf.
I'm Josh Minnie.
And I'm Noelle McFoy.
We have a great show for you today. We have filled with events. With Noelle, we got some city council stuff from Josh, and we got from yours truly, the one and only Scott Ramf, talking about what programming that's going to be on MCAT. Not to mention, we were talking a little bit about Do It in 72 and stuff like that. But first, I want to talk about the weather, since the weather is getting
The
up
weather's
there.
kind of crazy right now.
Yeah.
Yep. So when we look at our local weather forecast, it is 45 degrees outside. So we take a quick look, and it's 45 currently, and there's a high chance of rain today. Showers likely tonight. So and then by the weekend again, it's gonna be nice and sunny for everyone here.
God, right when you
Nice.
have a bunch of homework.
Like this week, it's during, like, honestly, we've been lucky the last 2 or 3 weeks because it's like rain during the week, but
Yeah.
during the weekend it's been perfect
I know,
for
it's been
anybody. So it's like
beautiful.
it's the perfect excuse, because I remember like 3 or 4 weeks ago that I was talking about, it's sunny all week. So
Yeah.
if you're inside, you have to work, and
Yeah.
if you're inside working, great. You don't have to enjoy the weather, because if
I
you
know.
look outside today, you can see all the clouds like formating. Cloud formations in
Yeah.
the southwest on its way here, and there just seems to be endless amount of clouds, like dark storm clouds coming
It's
in.
kind of, I don't know, it's kind of nice. It's a really nice, cool morning. I biked here, and it was great. It was really great. I didn't even need all the things I wore. But, I don't know. Fall is coming. We're lucky that we're able to get some nice warm weather over the weekend. But I want to so I'm from Great Falls, which is central Montana.
Oh.
And they are getting snow, which I just think is like the funniest thing in the world. So there is a winter weather warning and advisories issued for north central Montana. Yeah, I'll show you guys the website. And so it's through Thursday. It's only September. And then I've got a picture of Rogers Pass. So this is in between Lincoln and Great Falls on Highway 200.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely snow. So that's
Definitely
about it.
snow.
I just thought it was kind of outrageous. So if you're going to Great Falls, be careful, because there is snow in Rogers Pass. I don't know how icy it is. And they have a winter weather advisory issued through tomorrow through noon. So just be careful. But it's kind of crazy, it's September,
Yeah.
you guys. Like,
Yeah.
I'm shocked. Well, I don't know. I guess I can't be surprised. It's Montana, but
Yeah, and it's Great Falls.
Yeah,
you
it's
guys have snow in June.
yeah. I was just discussing how a couple years ago, when I was still in high school, my sister's summer school got canceled one year because it snowed in June and cut all the power out. Good old Great Falls.
Yep.
Wait, how's the weather in Seattle, Josh?
Weather in Seattle was great. It was 80 degrees all weekend and clear skies.
Oh my God, that's so nice. That's like once in a lifetime, right?
Yeah,
What's
usually
low?
it's supposed to be rainy there, but when I was there, it was nice and clear.
Yep.
Just for you.
Just like
Awesome.
I said it was going to be for you, Josh.
Yeah, just like you predicted on the weather. That was great, Scott.
But-
You should become a weatherman.
I don't want to be a weatherman.
Why?
I just don't wanna.
Yeah.
That's a good excuse.
People probably be very upset at you.
People would be horribly upset.
I wonder how often weathermen get like calls and like
I don't know.
Hate that.
hate mail.
Not as bad as
Send your local
dentists
weatherman
or.
hate
You
mail.
predicted that my wedding was going to be a nice day, but no.
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 It rained all day.
Oh man,
Yeah.
too funny.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at our webcam outside.
Oh,
You guys saw what it's going to be like at Great Falls, and on the way to Great Falls, that's cold.
Let's
I can't believe
see.
it's going to snow. But so
Yeah, that's crazy.
we have our own MCAT webcam.
webcam, but there's
And
a lot of spam on it too, so I
Yeah.
didn't want to open it too quickly.
But it's on the corner of MCAT, so it's Spruce and Higgins is what you'll be looking at if it ever comes up.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, sorry to dash your dreams.
My dreams are dashed.
And
Yes.
Looks like it's not coming up right
I
now.
won't be
well.
on it for a while.
it's pretty cool. You can always get onto our website, Missoula Community Access
MCAT.org.
Television. Yeah.
And you click on the watch now, and you scroll on down to our webcam. You can control our fancy dancy webcam.
Oh,
There it is.
And there
there
it
it
is.
is.
You can
Doesn't
control
look
it.
too bad
You hit
outside.
start controls. You click on it, and you can move it all around.
Whoa.
Oh, you can't go too high though. There's a nice view. If you can see the clouds in the west and the south in this general vicinity.
Cool.
You can see it's just.
What if two people are on at the same time and they're trying to control it?
Ooh.
It's a turn thing because you see the number that's counting down on the bottom, the green area.
Yeah.
There's a counter, so everybody gets about 20 seconds per click of the button. Otherwise, you'd have to wait. So that's how our webcam works.
Interesting. Nice.
Socialism.
So that's how our socialism webcam works. Cool.
Well, speaking of not speaking of socialism, but completely different from socialism. I'm talking about a little thing called MEGS, which offers, actually it is a little bit socialism because we offer nonprofits 12 hours maximum of free use of our time, staff time, filming time, editing, and all that stuff to make these programs possible for you to watch on MCAT, which will be on tonight. We have 2 new episodes. One is I call them the Y Talks, or YWCA does talks year round. They bring in people and they talk about stuff that's going around in the world that people should be aware of, and also Celtic Fest. Last week was Celtic Fest Part 1. This is Celtic Fest Part 2. So I'm going to show some Celtic Fest, followed by the YWCA talk. So Go ahead, check it out, guys.
Women that we spoke with that were from the more rural areas coming in, never heard of the internet. Not only had they never heard of it, they showed a patent disinterest in it, indifference. And I took that seriously as something for me that was a real wake-up call. Why should we expect everybody in the world to want to be on and use the internet?
And that's what's going to be on tonight.
That's true.
That last part looks like that was a really interesting lecture.
Mm-hmm. She's talked about her trips to Africa and some of their more underdeveloped areas as well. Mm-hmm. And they're talking about women who are just like, "Rah?"
Well,
it's like, of course they don't really think about it because they don't really need it.
Yeah. I wonder if you never heard of the internet before, if you would be just like, sounds all right.
I think that's exactly how they'd be.
That's how I was with Facebook originally. I was like, I don't really want to be on Facebook.
I know.
That's how I felt too, yeah. I was just like, oh, what's that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was all about that MySpace.
Yeah.
I did MySpace just before MySpace was uncool. So I was like one of the last to get on the bandwagon.
Really?
And it was just like, oh, Facebook is the newest thing. It was like, then I waited until, what I thought was going to be the last minute on Facebook, and it hasn't been for the last 2 years.
No, Facebook is just rules the social media world.
Yeah. Still on top, basically.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're a Twitter user, how is a Facebook user different than a Twitter user?
Well, with Twitter,
The characters you use?
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much. There's really not much difference. I just gotta say. There's a bird, and then there's a giant F in a box for Facebook.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, you can access our Facebook page by logging onto Facebook and liking us at Wake Up Missoula, or you can go to follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, it's literally the same thing. But when I was in high school, so I had
just
Twitter.
casting a wider net.
I had Twitter before Twitter was used for what it is. It was when it first started, and you could get it sent to your cell phones. And so my friends and I would use Twitter as a huge conversation. So instead of tweeting our thoughts, we would just be texting 6 people at once. We'd all get the same text messages. Yeah. So if we're ever out, you'd and you weren't out with them, you know exactly what happened because you get all the text messages.
Cool.
Yeah, it was fun. So we used to use Twitter as a conversation.
So you were very progressive.
Yeah.
Nice.
But now it's saying your thoughts. I don't know.
Yeah. It seems a little different. Facebook is more, you can advertise more.
Yeah,
And,
it's more interactive, I feel and more, you can, I don't know.
Well, there's two things I kind of want to talk about before I end my segment. The first thing I want to talk about is the Dude in 72. So the Dude in 72 is a film contest where you can win $500 for the first prize, but apparently you can win $300 if you get second place.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
Still good.
one of the nice little cool things is like, by participating, you get a free T-shirt that says "Do It in 72,"
Wow. Excellent.
and it's gonna happen in October 10th through the 13th, and it's
Yeah.
you have 72 hours to make a film.
And so they'll give you, come into MCAT, so is it 5 o'clock Friday?
So come into MCAT at 5 o'clock or watch the website closely on that Friday to see the rules and see what you need to have in your movie before you get started,
Yep.
because you need certain elements in your movie that we won't tell you until October 10th.
And then you
That
have
way
it
you
through.
can't like pre-plan, right?
Yep.
That's the-
And then you'll turn it in on Monday, and then we'll get the judge to watch all the videos.
Deadline on Monday.
The deadline is 5 o'clock that Monday.
Okay, so 5 to 5, Friday and Monday.
You can either send it DVD, VHS, God forbid,
VHS it.
YouTube link,
Data.
or you give us a thumb drive with
Yeah.
a digital copy. I mean, as long as we can see it, you're in. That's basically kind of like the rule.
Yeah.
We'll,
be
we'll,
fun.
we'll always
Good
figure out a
idea.
way to get it one way or another.
Well, oh wait, what's the time deadline for these movies? Is it 5 minutes or less?
Oh, 5 minutes less, but we're going to have Joel Baird, Christian Eckerman, and Real Sidebottom work on this little PSA. So I'm going to show this again, like I showed it to everybody on Monday. But this is a little fun little PSA, so here you go, check it out.
Do you like to paint or draw? Well, this message isn't for you. The Do It in 72 film contest is happening again. MCAT is presenting its third annual Do It in 72 contest. On October 10th, Friday, starts at 5 p.m. The movie can be short. It could be a minute or up to 5 minutes long. You come down to MCAT, you get the elements that you need to have in your film. In order to enter, you have to come to MCAT on Friday, October the 10th at 5 p.m. You only have 72 hours to complete the film. We're going to give you some magic ingredients that movie must contain. Then you're eligible to win cash prize of $500. $500? Or $300 as the second prize. Get out of here! Then you have got to get with your crew or yourself. You can make it on a cell phone. You do a movie in 72 hours.
And that was that.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's cute.
And that will be running on MCAT like endlessly.
Yeah.
Forever. And you know how,
Forever until
well,
October.
until October 10th.
Forever until October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, you don't have to start on that Friday. You can actually do it in 48 hours or 24 hours, because it really doesn't take too long for seasoned veterans like myself to make a movie. What? Like we did that car commercial. It
Please.
took me 2 hours to make that.
That's true. That card
Yeah.
commercial was fun.
Yeah. Anyway, you don't want to know.
Well, we already showed our car commercial one
We
time.
showed it plenty of times.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Let's see. So the next thing I want to talk about is art. And Rick Phillips gave me another art clip. It's 10 minutes long, so I'll show you the first like 2 minutes or so, and then after I'm done with my segment, we're going to go to Josh with some city council. So what can you tease about city council today?
What can I tease? Well, they talk about some of the days that there's proclamation days, such as suicide
Awareness.
awareness
Okay,
and recovery month, and that's what they talk about. And then they talk about some levies and some, well, you'll see.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Welcome back.
Very cool.
So there's a little taste of that that'll be posted on our
That was really
MCAT Channel 7 page on YouTube, which will change to Channel 189 since we are now officially, as of 2 weeks ago, we are Channel 189 and 190.
I hope you
for
guys
MCAT
have
channel.
all been able to find it and have
Yeah.
been able to still enjoy MCAT because I know that channel change maybe disturbed a little
Yeah,
the
and-
flow of some things.
And you have a problem with that, you can always watch us streaming online at mcat.org, and
Yeah.
you can see our channel there.
Always live stream all
And
channels.
how can people watch the city council, Josh, if they want to get in?
Well, they can go to the City of Missoula website by going to www.ci.missoula.mt.us, or you can just Google City of Missoula, and it's the first thing that pops up. And, you go to your government, and then you go to agendas and webcasts, and this list will pop up,
Yep.
and you choose from there. So that's basically how you see City Council if you want to. But let's talk about City Council. First, it was proclamations. Mayor John Engen was doing proclamations, and the first one was mental and substance disorders. So let's listen to this.
Whereas people who experience mental and or substance abuse disorders can embark on a new path toward recovery and wellness, and whereas preventing and overcoming mental and or substance use disorders is essential to achieving healthy lifestyles physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and whereas prevention of mental and or substance use disorders works treatment is effective and people recover in Montana and around the nation, and whereas awareness and understanding about recovery can promote prevention, treatment, support, and healing for those with mental and or substance use disorders, and strengthen communities as a whole, and whereas to support this cause, to break down stigma, and to help more people achieve and sustain their own paths to recovery, we invite the community of Missoula, Montana to participate in National Recovery Month. And now, therefore, I, John Engen, Mayor of the City of Missoula and the State of Montana, do hereby proclaim the month of September 2014 in Missoula, Montana as National Recovery Month.
So that's that. Very cool. Very awesome, I think.
Yeah, that was good. One.
Take the stigma away, and recovery is really important. So
Yes, it is.
the next proclamation that Mayor John Engen was talking about was Suicide Prevention Week. So let's hear from him.
The next proclamation recognizes suicide as a community-wide problem and suicide prevention as a community responsibility, and designates the week of September 8th, 2014 as Suicide Prevention Week. This week overlaps World Suicide Prevention Day on September 10th, which is recognized internationally and supported by the World Health Organization. Whereas suicide is the 10th leading cause of all deaths in the United States and the 3rd leading cause of death among individuals between the ages of 15 and 24. For all age groups, Montana's suicide rate is double the national average and has ranked among the top 5 states with the highest rates of suicide for the past 35 years. And whereas in 2013 there were 31 suicides in Missoula County, resulting in a higher suicide rate than most counties in Montana, and whereas suicide by firearm accounts for 51% of all suicides in the United States and 64% of all suicides in Montana, and guns stored in the house are used for suicide 40 times more often than for self-protection. And whereas it is estimated that 5 million people in the United States are survivors of suicide, those who have lost loved ones to suicide. In Montana, there are approximately 1,200 new survivors each year. And whereas community-wide suicide prevention efforts should be developed and encouraged to the maximum extent possible, with groups such as the Western Montana Suicide Prevention Initiative working to reduce the frequency of Missoula County suicide deaths and attempts, and the pain of survivors affected by the suicide of loved ones through educational programs, research projects, intervention services, and bereavement services. Now, therefore, I, John Engen, Mayor of the City of Missoula and the State of Montana, do hereby proclaim the week of September 8th, 2014 in Missoula, Montana as Suicide Prevention Week.
All right. So that's, Mayor John Engen. So you know what I heard yesterday, that suicide is the 2nd leading cause of death for youth
Really?
in Montana.
I believe that. That's sad.
Yeah, so
It's really sad. I mean, there's some areas that are, I don't know, those rural areas and low-income families. And
It was crazy when he mentioned that Missoula is now the #1 county.
Really? Person
Yeah.
said that's too bad.
yeah. They were saying that Native Americans youth Native Americans who go into urban areas are more likely to commit suicide because I guess they're just out of their comfort zone and totally new world. And yeah, it's just really sad.
It is sad. It's too bad. That's why, like I said on Monday, always treat everyone with love and compassion because you never know. You don't know what they're going through. You should be nice to everyone.
Totally. Well, the next proclamation that Mayor John Egan makes is the Wilderness 50. It's the 50-year anniversary this month of the Wilderness Act. So let's listen to John Egan.
And finally, ladies and gentlemen, whereas the United States Congress passed the Wilderness Act in 1964, establishing America's national wilderness preservation system, and whereas the Wilderness Act ensured that federal lands are administered for the use and enjoyment of the American people in such manner as will leave them unimpaired for future use, and whereas the wilderness provides a respite for the human soul, and whereas Missoula serves as America's hub for wilderness, and its citizens proudly acknowledge the outstanding resources these lands offer. Now, therefore, I, John Engen, Mayor of the City of Missoula and the State of Montana, do hereby proclaim September 2014 in Missoula, Montana as Wilderness 50 Month, as we honor the signing of the Wilderness Act on September 3rd, 1964, and 50 years of wilderness.
There we go.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's so much stuff going on all week. In my events later, I'm talking about stuff happening with this Wilderness Act, but that's neat.
Yeah.
50 years, wow.
Yeah, Missoula is such a great place for the wilderness. I just spent the last weekend in Seattle, and it's just such a big city, and the population's so dense, and there's just really no wilderness around there. And that's how it is for a lot of the country. Like, I'm from the East Coast, and there wasn't wilderness anywhere. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was forests and stuff like that, but not wilderness like we have here.
Right.
So.
Definitely.
It's like hardcore out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
We have more trees here than people.
Definitely. Okay, so the next thing that we'll talk about is, here is Melissa Gordon and Heather McMarlin talking about Homeward Low-Income Tax Credit Funding Application. So what they're doing is trying to get low-income housing in this area of the North Side where there used to be a sawmill, and basically they're looking to get tax subsidies so that they can afford the housing.
That's interesting that you would mention that, because I went to the Bonner Middletown Community Council. I filmed that the other day, and they were talking about how that logging yard was going to be subdivided and turned into a residency, and a lot of the people who kind of lived in that area were at the meeting were just like, that would have been awful, but we're really glad that people have brought business back into our town. A lot of the bulk of it was to press the palm with the people who own a lot of the property on the lumber mill yard in Bonner, like Harris, which is a welding company that welds and manufactures bunch of different things.
Okay.
And they're bringing a lot of jobs into there, for sure.
That's good. It's good. They need it. Mm-hmm. Like those used to be bustling little towns, which is good. Yeah, I'm glad.
So going back to what they're talking about here, we'll just listen to what they have to say.
Good evening, I'm Melissa Gordon with Grants and Community Programs, and I'm here tonight with Heather McMillan to talk with you all about Homeward's latest proposed affordable housing project, which would be here in Missoula. Homeward is applying to the Montana Board of Housing for Montana housing tax credits to build an affordable housing development in the old Sawmill District. And as part of the property tax exemption request process, the local governing body must conduct a public hearing to receive public input on whether or not this project meets a community need. So Heather will provide an overview of the project, and then we can take any questions that you might have.
Thank you.
Thanks, Melissa. Again, my name is Heather McMillan. I'm the Housing Director for Homeward here in Missoula. I just wanted to come tonight and talk with you a bit about our next project here in Missoula. We're actually very, very excited about this. Homeward was at the table. We looked in the files about 12 years ago discussing the Champion Mill site and the fact that affordable housing needed to be included. And so tonight we're talking about for the first time in front of you, and you'll hear it again when we apply for home funds and some other support for the project. We're looking to put 26 units of affordable housing on the mill site, Old Sawmill District. It's on the edge. It's on the California Street side. We've negotiated a buy-sell with the landowners there, the developers, and we are working through our due diligence on that parcel and the property. We submitted our low-income housing tax credit application a couple weeks ago, and I will be testifying next Monday in front of the Board of Housing in Billings on behalf of the project, and we won't know anything until probably November or December on the awards. And so we believe this is a very competitive project. It's 26 units, a mix of studios, ones, twos, and 3 bedrooms. It will serve 60% area median income and below. It will be geared toward workforce housing, people working and earning low to moderate income. We feel like this is a good scale project for this site. We may end up doing another phase at some point.
Heather McMillan talking about, basically what they're trying to do is get public comment. So they're trying to get people to comment on. The reason why they're having this public hearing is to get people to comment on the project and try to see if this is important for Missoula.
Yeah, cool. I think it is. Like, the north side it needs more. And, like, there's a lot of land over there that they can turn into apartments and turning into housing.
It's a diamond in the rough in terms of development.
Yeah,
it's
it
a
really
perfect
is.
area to, like, start developing things.
It really is. And it's such a great location, too. It's a great location. Yeah, well, I look forward to see what goes on with that.
Absolutely. So the next thing, they talk about, how competitive it is, and basically, I'll just say it myself instead of playing the soundbite. They just talk about how competitive it is with other housing, and basically, it is competitive, and the project looks like it's going to go through.
Nice.
Cool.
So.
So how other housing projects, like there are other housing projects that they're trying to do that need the money more than this one? Is that how it's competitive?
Well, competitive in terms of people who want to buy the area for development, not necessarily just for low-income housing, but maybe other housing or even just
both of you are right, actually. So it's both competitive with elderly housing.
Okay.
There's an elderly housing like on Riverfront. And they need tax exemption too, so they're both competing for tax exemption. So you're definitely right there. And then also, Scott, I think you're right. Whereas it's competing with other housing. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So the next thing that I'm going to talk about is the lighting district. So Missoula obviously has a lot of lights, and they need a way to maintain them. So Marty Ravine, she works for the city, is going to talk a little bit about that.
Every year I bring to the city council the assessments to light the streets in the city of Missoula. Just to kind of recap what that is, a lot of the lights and poles that are along the streets and avenues in Missoula are part of lighting districts that have existed in the city over decades. And so the city pays those lighting bills and then assesses adjacent property owners for their proportionate share of the front footage that their property has in proportion to the rest of the folks in the district. And so this year we're looking at a total cost for the lighting districts in the city of Missoula of $311,757.98. That total is made up of the actual lighting bills that we had in the last year. The city does provide 10% general fund support for lighting in the city because that is an overall community benefit. We are anticipating a 3% increase in Northwestern Energy rates in the coming year, and we're also proposing a 4% administrative support increase, and the city is offsetting those increases with some fund balance that we have in this fund so that the assessments aren't so great, and the total amount of the fund balance support is $28,000. So like I said, the total assessment here is for $311,757.98, and I'm here to answer questions.
All right, so that's Marty Ravine talking about the lighting district. So
Well, we kind of need that.
yeah,
Like,
it's essential for sure.
Missoula's like already not lit well enough as it is. I feel like.
Yeah.
You know.
There's a lot of places that are really dark parts of
Yeah.
Missoula in general.
Oh yeah, so that's crucial. Okay.
Like
good.
there's so many spots on Reserve Street that are like really dark.
Black.
Like when you're driving.
Yep. The North Side too. The Rattlesnake.
Yeah, the North Side is pretty bad.
Rattlesnake is super dark. There are no lights in the Rattlesnake.
Because I remember
Hardly.
driving down Scott Street Bridge and just going down, and like there's some lights. I was like, what is that? There's a little light out there, kind of like at the end of
Yeah.
Scott Street. Yeah, there's always room for like infrastructure, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is.
But you know,
It's essential.
they're definitely working on it, but they have to, you know, spread out everything.
Well, they unanimously approved the lighting district, so
Oh, good. Yeah.
good news on that front.
Good job, you guys.
So, Mr. von Lossberg is talking about an odor that is on the north side, and basically there's this odor that people are
Complaining about?
Is there an odor?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I have to hear what they're talking about.
You mean you have to smell what they're talking about?
Someone dumped their sushi on the bridge, on the walking bridge from the north side. It might be that. It's been there for a couple of weeks. I bike through it. Well, I bike around it. But it's so gross.
All right, so let's listen to Brian von Lossberg.
Thanks. Just want to give a heads up to folks tracking the north side, west side odor issue that there's going to be a neighborhood meeting tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock at Missoula City County Health up on the second floor. Opportunity for folks who've been experiencing this to do some provide some qualitative data about this and also understand some of the other things that are happening to try and get to the source of this and resolution. So tomorrow, 7 o'clock, City County Health, second floor. Thanks.
All right,
So they didn't explain like what it smelled like?
So they just explain this like for people who are smelling this alleged smell
Yeah,
to come to a meeting at the health building just off of where is it? It's up from Spruce. It's between Railroad and Spruce.
And they didn't say
that's the
like
health
where
building
it's
right next to the
coming
POV.
from.
Right.
That's where the health building is.
So yeah, they'll be just talking about it and trying to figuring out where it's coming from, basically.
Interesting.
But I live on the north side and I don't smell any odors.
Because you live on the north side, close to the train tracks. So it's not necessarily from the train area,
It's
and you
more-
live further away from the train.
It's more like
so.
close to the Scott Street Bridge. It looks like.
You think so?
Well, if they say the west side and the north side, like west side is on the other side of Scott Street Bridge.
Yeah.
So it must be that area. You know, there are a couple like there are factories over there. Like it could easily be from
Some
any
environmental
of those.
pollution or
And
something.
definitely the wind does a lot of times come from that way.
I mean, there's a bunch of factories, the landfills over there. Like it's probably just wind direction coming from
Okay.
over there. But
So when is that meeting?
It's tomorrow night at 7 p.m.
So if you live on the northwest side, or you live on the north side, or even partly on the south side, near the north side, you can go to this meeting at 7 p.m. on the second floor of the health building.
Yeah.
It's a giant building. It's really close to the POV Rail Center. You can't miss it. It really says Missoula Health Department.
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's on. Is that Alder?
Oh, Alder.
It's on
That's what
Alder.
it is. It's Alder Street.
Yeah, Alder
Good.
Street.
Alder
Yeah,
Street.
Cool.
On the upper
Because it's all
side
these
of
tree
the
names: Alder, Pine, Spruce.
Spruce, yeah.
Yeah.
So the next thing that I'm just going to mention is Alex Taft just gives a shout out to all the returning. I just thought it was a good quote from Alex Taft talking about all the returning students and their parents in town. So let's just listen to Alex Taft.
I would like to welcome back the 1/4 of our population that has had the summer off. at the University of Montana in Missoula College. It was wonderful to see so many students downtown on First Friday, just this past Friday, and also like to welcome their parents and family members back to Missoula.
Alrighty.
Thanks.
So,
Thanks, Alex Taft.
Yeah.
Even though I live here, but I appreciate it.
Does your family ever come down to? Does your mom come down to?
Not really.
visit?
My mom has to work, you
Yeah.
know. But I mean, I go to Great Falls sometimes. But when she does come, it's a lot of fun. I love it when parents come. It's a blast.
Yeah.
And it's nice to like have Missoula for like my parents as a place to like let loose and have fun.
Yes.
And have a good time.
For sure.
And go see fun things. Yeah. But up next, I have some events.
Events?
So if you'll show a PSA for me,
Let's
we'll
just
switch
show
into
a
that.
PSA for you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Or do you want to have Asaph play? us
Yeah,
into it?
Asaph, play us out.
All right, do a mouse here.
Give me some. Okay, I am ready with some events. Okay, so these are Wednesday events. There is a Duck Duck Goose Children's Consignment event at 10 a.m. at the Zootown Church on Brook Street. So this will be 4 days only, September 10th through the 13th. So you have to register to sell your children's outgrown clothes, shoes, toys, and gear. You'll make 70% of your total sales. And Saturday, September 13th will be half price day. Yeah, so go over there. You have to register, but I'm sure it's not too hard. I'm sure if you just go in there and like write your name down and stuff, you'll be okay. But if you've got stuff to sell, go do it. That sounds cool. Zootown Church on Brooks. Look it up if you need to know the exact address. There is a Missoula Businesswomen's General Monthly Meeting. It's at 11:30 a.m. at the Doubletree Hilton. So this is a luncheon event. It's for women supporting women through change. This is presented by Tracy Worley of Selkirk Coaching. Guests are welcome and lunch is optional. You don't have to eat if you don't want to. It's just 11:30, Doubletree by Hilton. There is face painting at the Children's Museum today from 11:30 to 12:30. You just go to the art room and you get your face painted and they'll do whatever you want. So that sounds fun. They're at the Healing Center at Red Willow. There's an arthritis and regaining mobility, like a discussion. It's at 2 p.m. and they have different guests. Carrie Jacobs from the Arthritis Foundation, Great West Region Programs Coordinator. Denise Grafe, personal trainer, black belt in Taekwondo. Hey, thriving with rheumatoid arthritis for over 30 years. So she'll give you some hands-on personal advice. Laura Marks, BSN, MSN, family nurse practitioner, Ayurvedic wellness consultant, assistant professor at MSU College of Nursing. And then Dina Sadie, certified yoga therapist, certified health and wellness coach. So if you've got some arthritis and want to regain some mobility, it sounds like these ladies know what they're talking about. So go to the Healing Center at Red Willow at 2 p.m. today. And you can call 721-0033 for more information if you need some. Oh, excuse me. I just elbowed Scott in the stomach. So there is a Peace Corps panel, Stories and Lifelong Impacts of Service today at 4 p.m. at the University of Montana. You can discover the benefits of Peace Corps service from returned volunteers. Join them to learn about the challenging, rewarding, inspirational moments from various Missoula area returned Peace Corps volunteers. You can have your questions answered and gain tips and just hear stories about what they went through. So cool. At Missoula Early Head Start at 4 p.m. there is Circle of Security Parenting. These classes will help with common questions among new parents. They'll provide answers for your questions. They'll teach parents how to strengthen the parent-child relationship and others in effective ways on how to communicate with your child and how to deal with their problems and their needs and behaviors. All the sessions are free. Child care is provided. You should pre-register 543-3550. I'm sure you have more time to do that. And it's a 6-session course, Wednesdays and Thursdays from September 10th to the 25th, and it's 4 to 6 at Early Head Start. So call 543-3550 3550 if you want to know any more information or register. At the North Side Kettle House at 5 p.m. there's Community Unite, where it's every Monday night. All the beers sold, they'll do 50 cents and they'll donate to a nonprofit organization around town. So tonight is our Inner Roads Wilderness program. There is a United Way campaign kickoff at the Holiday Inn Missoula downtown at 5:30 p.m. Fun social start to the 2014 United Way campaign for the community. You can RSVP at 549-6104. And they'll be outside on the South Lawn, weather permitting, and bring a coat. It's Montana if you want to go to that. There is Brains on Broadway trivia at 7 p.m. at the Broadway. It's free to play. There's a $50 bar tab to the winning team, plus all you can eat wings. I would just go for the wings. There's $10 2-topping pizzas, $6 domestic pitchers, and $7 Blue Moon pitchers. So hey, can't go wrong. Even if you don't win, it sounds like everyone's a winner. I just like your food. Okay, so there's speed networking. This is not speed dating, this is speed networking. It's at the Loft in Missoula at 7 p.m. It's free, but registration is required, so I'm sure you can still register since it's like 12 hours from now. Go to primeconversion.com/speed networking. You can register on there. But what it is meet every single person in the room. It's a minute or two with each person, 15-minute Ignite style talk afterwards. You gotta bring enough business cards to pass out to everyone, and it's just networking with your businesses. Yeah, so you can come here and meet other people, network, meet new people. It'd be kind of cool, pass out your business card. So the attendance is 35 people, so bring like 35 to 36 business cards just in case. 15-minute educational talk about networking, business, or entrepreneurial, that's hard, topic by a surprise speaker. And if you are curious about what speed networking is, you can go to Wikipedia and type in speed networking. It'll tell you all about it. So if that sounds good to you, go check that out. That'll be at Loft Missoula at 7. Yeah, are you guys gonna speed network at all?
Sounds fun.
I know, doesn't it?
Yeah, that sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
I need business cards. I already gave all mine out.
I need business cards. I don't have any.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not high class like you guys. Yeah, we do. We really do. People always ask me for cards. I'm like, well, let me write down this piece of paper, my information for you. So another event is the Imperative of Wilderness at 50 years at 7:30 p.m. It's at the University of Montana, and this is, in conjunction with all the stuff that are going on this week because the Wilderness Act was passed 50 years ago. So the United States Congress created a legal and ethical imperative to preserve wilderness as a public good. We all know that 50 years ago. And so the Fall Mansfield Conference will celebrate past work done to fulfill that imperative and consider the future challenges and controversies facing wilderness. So it'll pay attention to key roles Montana's have played and are playing in pursuing, establishing, and realizing the imperative of wilderness. Conference takes place September 10th through the 12th. It's presented in partnership with the Maureen and Mike Mansfield Center, the Project on American Democracy and Citizenship, and the Montana Wilderness Association. So that'll be at the University of Montana at 7:30 p.m. today. That sounds awesome. There is a trivial beer suit at the 8:30 at the press box tonight. $75 bar tab for first place, $25 for second, and swag for third. It's random stuff. And then the game starts at 8:30 each week, and the categories can be checked on their Facebook page, Trivial Beer Suit, if you are really interested. But that'll just be fun. It's at the press box. So that's what's going on Wednesday. Up next, I've got Thursday events. So this is all for tomorrow. Tomorrow there's a drive-through shred event at 10 a.m. at Rose Hours parking lot. This is from 10 to 1 tomorrow. You can bring your confidential documents, expired prescription medications, and a donation of non-perishable food for the Missoula Food Bank. And so you won't even have to get out of your car. You just give them all your stuff. Here, take it. So it's up to 2 boxes per person will be shredded for free. So that's kind of cool. You just bring your stuff you don't want, and they'll shred it for you. Nice. Okay, there is a All Abilities Playmakers League at 4 p.m. at McCormick Park tomorrow. So this is for children with and without disabilities. Prices include coaching equipment, team jersey, and player and team pictures. Siblings and friends are welcome to play, but they also have to register. They'll do a half hour of drills and instruction followed by a half hour of play. And parents can drop their kids off or stay and play and watch. So this is from September 11th through October 16th on Thursdays at 4 to 5:30 p.m. at McCormick Park. It's for ages 5. Yeah, ages 5. Okay.
That's it?
Yeah, just
Can't be
5.
more or less.
I don't know. Yeah, that's all it says was 5. I don't know. You might be able to give them a call. You might be able to. The fee is $40 or $32 with the city card. And so week 1 will be baseball. Week 2 will be yard games and high ropes course. Week 3 will be basketball. Week 4 will be yard games, bocce, croquet, disc golf, and cornhole. Week 5 will be tennis, and week 6 will be baseball and award ceremonies.
And by week 7, there'll be 6, and they won't be allowed to go back again.
Yeah. Yep. So if you have any questions, call Meg at 552-6271. 552-6271. There's youth survival skills at 4 p.m. at McCormick Park tomorrow. Youth survival skills, you learn the basic of survival and primitive skills in the wilderness. Students will spark fires with flint and steel, build solar stills to collect water, learn about animal tracks and shelter building, map and compass, and much more. They'll also practice skills during a weekend-long wilderness camping trip into the Bitterroot Mountains. All transportation, equipment, instruction, and food is included in the price of class. Drop off and pick up at McCormick Park. So this is September 11th, 8th, 20th, 21st, and 25th. It meets Thursdays from 4 to 5:30, and the overnight trip is at 9 a.m. September 12th to 12 p.m. September 21st. It's for ages 8 to 14, $72 or $60 with the city card.
Holla.
Yeah. There's a downtown drop-in wine tasting tomorrow at 5 p.m. at La Grata Bella. La Grata Bella is underneath the Old Post, and you just go into the Old Post and go to the bar and tell them that you're there for the wine tasting. You pay them $10, and they'll lead you downstairs. Each week is a different theme, and this week is California Cabernet. And they provide all the wine, so all you gotta do is just drink it. Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't even know they had a basement facility for.
I guess it's really nice. I've never been there because I always work Thursday nights, but I had an in-depth conversation with a woman last week that had just gotten out of it, and it sounded awesome.
Yeah, a friend of mine told me that the loft was like a secret club or whatever, and it's like, no, it's not.
No.
This sounds more like a secret club to me.
La Grata Bella, yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I want to go someday. At the Union Club tomorrow, there's Merry Place and Blue Moon. So this will be happy hour from 5:30 to 8. Merry Place and Blue Moon is smoky, smooth jazz and blues. And the Union Club always has really great happy hours. So you can go check it out from 5:30 to 8. Hang out, listen to some jazz at the Union. There is at the Top Hat Lounge in conjunction with the University of Montana's 2014 Wilderness Conference. They're having Wilderness and Wartime at 6 p.m. at the Top Hat Lounge tomorrow. So what this is, it's called the storied past, the troubled future, the imperative of wilderness at 50 years. So Wilderness Wartime features the local soundtrack of Missoula favorite wartime blues, acoustic guitarist Dan Dubeck, and late-night blues rocker 3-Year Dog, as well as dramatic spoken word from New Mexico author Sharman Russell and Missoula's own David James Duncan. That's going to be really cool. Yeah, that's at the Top Hat. It's free, 6 p.m. Go check it out. Also at 6 p.m. tomorrow is Missoula Now Invitational Group Exhibition. It's at 6 p.m. at Von Com Art Studios. This was first curated by Patricia Thornton and Adelaide Every in 2008. It's an invitational exhibit of some of the favorite artists and performers living in Missoula at this very moment in time. And they'll be working in a variety of mediums and fields, from painting to poetry, ceramics, screen printing. There'll be performance and music from Jay Sherry, DJ Experimental Housewife, and Magic Genie. Join them at the Von Com Warehouse September 11th for the reception of music, wine, performance, good conversation, and tons of art. So you can go to Facebook, go to Von Common, or go to call 360 7452 for more information on that one. At the Good Food Store, they're having a cooking class. It's Confidence in the Kitchen, Canning and Preservation Tips. It's at 6 p.m. Cost is $5. And so what they're going to do is give you different ways to preserve your fall harvest. Pam Clevengers, which is a Good Food Store grocery manager, and she's also the co-owner of Bitterroot Valley's Home Acres Orchard. She'll demonstrate some of her favorite canning recipes, and you'll get copies of her recipes, a bushel of extra ideas, and tips. And then they'll make tomato jalapeno jam raspberry, jam with mint and lavender, and curried apple chutney Chinese plum sauce. Oh my god.
You know what I find ironic about jarring and canning is that, it's so hip now, but it's all coming from our grandparents who used to do it. So
I know
it's like retro,
It is
back. But I think it's really important. It's sustainable, and it's really, it's sustainable.
Yeah, and it lasts for a long time. And like tomato jalapeno jam raspberry, like, oh my god,
That's the kind of stuff you like dip your chips into.
That's like the thing you just like lather on you. You just like slather.
You don't put jalapeno on your face. That's a bad idea.
I'm gonna.
No, you better not. You're
And
gonna
I'm gonna eat it.
burn like crazy.
Good.
If you get any kind of like spicy stuff in your eyes,
I don't wanna lose my
Trust
tan.
me, like all I ever eat is spicy foods all the time. And sometimes when I touch my face, it's like, oh crap, and then I just suffer for a half an hour.
Dip it in all that meat you eat. Yeah, Scott's a vegetarian.
Stop it.
I still think it's funny. Okay, there's a beginning Olympic fencing class at 6 p.m. tomorrow at the Missoula Fencing Association. This is at 1200 Shakespeare Street. They're just gonna teach you how to learn how to do some Olympic fencing. You'll develop coordination, core strength, critical thinking, and discipline. This is youth beginning fencing classes for ages 6 to 18, beginning Thursday, September 11th. For more information and to register, you can see their website at missoulafencing.net, or you can call 251-4623. There's Big Brains Trivia tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. at the Holiday Inn downtown at the park. You can come and test your trivia skills at Big Brains Trivia. Host is Dave Linsmeyer. It's every Thursday. And I'm sure if you win, you get some cool stuff. But it doesn't say what you get. And the last event for tomorrow is Broomstick. This is at the University of Montana. This is a play. It goes on from September 11th through the 13th and 16th through the 20th at 7:30 p.m. The 13th and the 20th are matinees, are at 2 p.m. and the 14th and the 21st are at 6:30 p.m. It's general admission is $16, seniors is $14, and students with any student ID is $10. Children 12 and so $14 for students and seniors, and then $10 for children 12 and under. And I'll read you guys what the play is about. A witch lives in the world of her own making, a sole occupant, or is she, of a remote cabin in the heart of the woods. As she recounts her life of magic, the audience is swept down a shadowy path between reality and fantasy. The crone, wickedly funny and frightening in equal measure, takes her guests back to childhood, where good and evil were first at odds. But this is no easy fairy tale, and Broomstick justice is melted out swiftly and harshly. This unique production is part of the National New Plays Network Rolling World premiere series. Yeah, that'll be cool. Check that out. So that's what's going on today and tomorrow. Yeah, so if you don't have homework or don't have to work, go out into Missoula and see what's going on. Also, if you want to find out more events or anything that I've talked about, go to missoulaevents.net and you'll see everything. Yeah, and stuff for the week, and yeah.
And you can also find all our stuff on our Facebook page at Wake Up Missoula, or you can follow us on Twitter. And if for more information, you can go onto our MCAT website.
Oh.
Right there. Woo. And you can see all the great stuff, Doing 72, the upcoming artist of the month. Well, this is last month, so we'll update it as soon as we get our artist for next First Friday. And we have our Facebook page, so
right there.
I'm heavily intensely on our Facebook page.
Heavily intensely.
So, in the words of City Council, I make a motion that we adjourn this show.
I agree. I have to go to school.
Can I get a second?
I can second that.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so for Wake Up Missoula, I'm Scott Ramf.
I'm Josh Manning.
And I'm Noelle Talks. Have a great day, everyone.